Hello, I'm Kim Bibby-Wilson. I'm Chairman of the Organising Committee for the Morpeth Northumbrian Gathering, which for the last 3 years hasn't been able to take place in its usual live format on the normal weekend after Easter. When the pandemic first struck, we had to cancel even before the government realised such things were going to be necessary. Last year we knew it all had to be online, so we had a steep learning curve to get a lot of events online with pre-recorded concerts and Zoom sessions and so on. And this year, although restrictions are lifting, it's not proved possible to put on the full range of events. So it's mainly online, but we do have this weekend some live Morris dancing in the town centre in the morning and in the park in the afternoon. And there are live events on both the Saturday and Sunday of the weekend here at Morpeth Castle, where the Landmark Trust, who run the castle as a holiday let, are opening their doors for their annual open weekend. You do have to book through their website, but I think numbers are not particularly restricted. And there's going to be some live music from the Rantanas music duo, and there'll be some storytelling from Jim Grant, and that's on both days, Saturday and Sunday. The rest of the gathering, we've got a good 20 events happening online. So there are virtual concerts, virtual dance workshops, but I must mention that there will have been a live session of learning to play the Northumbrian pipes in the Morpeth Chantry, and again that's a pre-booked thing on Friday.
So tell us a little bit about how difficult it's been, not only for the organisers of the festival, but the people who normally take part in it, not being able to perform out in public.
It's been really tricky, because although you'd think that now that a lot of events are taking place live, everything would be up and running, but of course it takes a long time to prepare. Some of the dance teams haven't really been getting practices together yet, so that they are very much out of practice. Probably several knees have gone by now. What with insurance, there's been no COVID cover for sort of cancellation insurance, which has made it very difficult for planning. It takes a lot of preparation. It can't just be knocked up in 2 or 3 weeks. So we realised fairly early again in this year, with all the uncertainties of COVID, that there was no point planning massive things that might have to be abandoned. And still, the events that we do have may well be affected by emergency situations, so subject to change at a moment's notice. But we do have on Facebook and on the website for the Morpeth Gathering all the up-to-date information. It's a very special year this year, which is why we were really keen to keep things going. And it's the 90th birthday of our great figurehead, Alex Swales, MBE, who plays the Morpeth Gadgie, the costumed character that welcomes people to the town. So he'll be giving his normal welcome online, and with a special concert on Saturday afternoon, The Gadgie's Delight, featuring a number of his favourite artists and others that were available to send greetings in dialect from across the country, some with subtitles. The other big anniversary that we have is the 140th anniversary of Northumbrian minstrelsy, which is the title of a book of songs and tunes from 1882, which was brought together from across Northumberland by the Newcastle Society of Antiquaries to try and preserve the old rural songs and the pipe music, which they thought was in danger of dying out. And so we've got people like Alistair Anderson and Carolyn Robson, the singer, who will be performing at a special Northumbrian minstrelsy concert. In fact, we've got performers for the online concerts aged from 9 to 90. That's Alex Swales, who's 90, and we have a young lad who's 9, who's just coming to the fore, who's a very, very good singer. And there are workshops, as I've mentioned. There's a craft tutorial workshop for making crowns and thrones for dolls, and crowns for humans, in order to prepare for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. That's all online, and these things will remain online for a while after the gathering weekend as well, so you can catch up on any of the concerts. There are some live sessions for musicians and singers, which you have to catch the Zoom link, which is online. And I'm sure it'll be a really good time. We had a lot of folks from right across the world last year joining us online.
I was going to ask,
Yeah.
I mean, last year it must have been quite different for you, and did you find that you got a different audience or
Well,
a
we
new
did.
audience?
Yeah, well, new audience. Some people who'd normally come who took the opportunity, that if they have the technology, to join us online, but also new people that normally wouldn't be able geographically to come. We had people from Canada, we had from Australia, Germany, France, all over the place. If we're going to resume with the live events next year, which we sincerely hope will be possible, there can't be such a strong online presence, but there is a demand for both now, so that's a bit of a headache for the organising team. We're stretched as it is. So many of the volunteers have been affected by COVID and all the various problems that there are at the moment. So we're hoping to get new blood to help come along and volunteer to help us with the organising and the preparation, as well as the performing, because there are lots of people out there that find Northumbrian music and dialect and craft and dancing and so on so fascinating. It's part of our identity, and we're producing it for everybody's enjoyment, but not to sort of preserve it as a museum piece, to say that this is what's gone before, let's move it forward. And with every hope for the future.
What about the costs of running a festival like this? How do you manage to meet the expense?
Well, if we hadn't actually had some very supportive money through a legacy, we wouldn't have been able to do any of the online stuff last year, because it does cost. You can't just knock up concerts and get proper professional recordings done without a lot of expense. And there are the ordinary ongoing costs of administration and insurance and licensing and all sorts of things. But the legacy, which is intended for youth development, we're very grateful that the family concerned said they'd far rather the event continued, and let's hope that we can build on what's gone before and get the youth development much more prominent. But obviously we've got to fundraise. We have an online donations scheme through GoFundMe, and we only raised half of the cost that it took to put on last year's events. So we are hoping that people will contribute again this year.